The Tanana River originates in eastern Alaska, near the Canadian border. In this upper Tanana region is the native village of Tetlin. The Tetlin area is a wetland containing numerous lakes, rivers, and creeks, and its traditional inhabitants have adapted well to this aquatic environment. The Tetlin people are Athabascan Indians. Their native language is the Tetlin dialect of Upper Tanana Athabascan. Historically, the Tetlin people liked to stay in the flats, and their staple food was whitefish, which exists abundantly in the many lakes dotting the landscape. Travel was done by canoe in summer and on foot in winter. Until very recently, the Tetlin people were semi-nomadic, following an annual migration route in order to harvest the land's resources. Each family had their own seasonal round. Cora David, shown here as a child, is now an elder in Tetlin. Cora's family spent most of their time in Nak'ade, fish trap, also known as Last Tetlin, where she was born in 1935. Cora's father, Alfred Adam, placed a high value on education, so the family also spent much time in Tetlin, current Flows village, where the children attended school. During spring, the Adam family would move to Waterdrops Lake, Talthedin, to trap muskrat. Through summer and fall, they fished for whitefish and hunted moose in Last Tetlin, Nak'ade, and gathered berries and hunted moose in the nearby Last Tetlin Hills, Nak'ade Dal. In late fall and early winter, the family trapped for fox, lynx, and wolf around Last Tetlin, Nak'ade, Island Lake, Nud'almont, Waterdrops Lake, Talthedin, and Wife Creek, Sh'ani'in. Cora David is a renowned storyteller, singer, and teacher in the Upper Tanana region. Cora inherited her gift of storytelling and many of her stories from her mother, Lucy Adam. She tells stories that illustrate the way her culture has adapted to the water-filled world in which they live. Here Cora tells a story of being young and moving from Last Tetlin to Waterdrops Lake, Talthedin, so that her family could trap muskrats.
When
we were little, we grew up in fish trap, Last Tetlin. We moved our campsite. We moved to Waterdrops Lake, Talthedin Month. My parents set traps for muskrat. Us, we were too small. We didn't set traps for muskrat. We were kids, just playing. We watched our parents and we copied them, and we walked around the lake shore. We played. We pretended to set traps for muskrat. My parents brought back lots of muskrat. When we ate dry muskrat, it was so good. In this story, Cora tells a very old account of a tragedy on Butterfly Lake, Dallalman.
Nenatehta nisata. Nakade that
Long before us, a long time ago, at Fish Trap, last Tetlin,
Dinein strain soin. Datlal manza itena.
people, grandfathers, grandmothers, they were moving to Butterfly Lake, Datlalman.
Chikait estein hetsa hetsal hititrak.
They heard old men and women cry and holler.
Antete tsaikai hutsa itete.
Quickly, in a small boat, they went to them.
Nzahuchakohin.
What happened? They asked them.
Nitsinin nans kehol shing nata tene has kehol shing.
Their child was moving things across because they were moving to the other side.
Mitna te khasat. Sani sata ukholhin.
The birch canoe flipped over with him. He drowned, and he's gone, they said.
Ano hi kahmande tato de kahiyote ai mokhol.
They are out there looking for him, but can't find him. He's gone.
I do de una chichinil tsukta etsa.
But his mother, she dances and cries.
Uta tu ta etak etsa. I do the home ya etak. Ita halja.
His father, too, he walked into the lake and cried. He's wading into the water.
Dishe getaite an.
He made a song about his son.
Jeno nadu. Tag dat e mat mang chichinil tsukjan.
And his mother, she danced around the lake 3 times.
Jitli kaite an el.
She made a song.
Snatchen. He shitsi al sheha.
My mother told me this. That's how they mourned. Now Cora tells the story of when her mother was a child returning to Last Tetlin from Tanana and discovered a flood.
Nakadetan. Shna en he tsule.
At Fish Trap, Last Tetlin, my parents were little.
Kene cross that he kena.
They went off to nearby place, Tanacross.
Nakadza nahatal este. Tuni o skinny on.
They moved back to Fish Trap and water was all over.
Machoktan all through that place. Too skinny, huh?
From Big Lake, Muncho onward, there was water all over.
Tuni, huh?
Flood, they call it.
Nakadna hintil esledo. Jahande ketahtatas all. Usha she too.
When they got to Fish Trap, there was no place where they could land. All their homes were in the water.
Hanating. Nakade hanating. Das eke. Sati ne. Satain ah.
Up there by Fish Trap, halfway up the mountain, they saw smoke. Smoke was visible.
Ishita iteteleste ishita nihni nata isha nibal shahekhan aishi telpe.
They went up there and they made camp there. They made shelters and they stayed there. Life in the Tetlin area has changed dramatically since the beginning of the 20th century. The arrival of white settlers changed the Tetlin people's way of life, and now the climate and environment are changing as well. Shorter winters and warmer springs disrupt the migration patterns of many animals and birds that the Tetlin people rely on. Extreme floods may become more common, and fishing sites may be impacted by thawing permafrost. For now, the memories of the elders go back longer than most of our scientific data sets and can provide valuable insights into change detection. Today, the Upper Tanana language is severely endangered. Only 10 or so people remain who speak the Tetlin dialect, and fewer people remember the old stories and songs. Still, there is hope. Athabascan peoples have adapted to numerous different environments throughout North America, and they will adapt to the changing climate as well. Through the efforts of Cora and others like her, the language and stories are taught in the Tetlin school. Thus, today's children will be able to apply the teachings from the old ways to their own lives. In Cora's own words,
Huja nuhti kay at tahnil. Hutsyak tahnil.
things like that, you should teach that to your children. You'll teach them so they'll be smart.
All of us, everybody, we were standing on bleacher at the ballpark. We go, hey, hey, you know. And she say, way, how, way, who. We crazy, we were standing on that bleacher, and we jump up and down, and lucky we didn't fall. Tetlin jashan chalzanahi dinde he 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 aleya ah he ha he we ha we hu heliye aleya ha he Tetlin jashan chalzanahi dinde he 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 aleya ah hey ya way ha way who hell yeah ale ah ho. Tetlin Eagle song composed by Grandma Kitty David. Don't know about take it.